Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the steps to buying a house. If this is your first time watching, I'm Connor and I'm a realtor in Tri-Cities, Washington. I know that buying a house can be stressful, so my goal is to make the process as smooth, simple, and easy as possible for you. So now, let's get to the good stuff. The first thing you'll want to do is get pre-qualified with a lender. Now, this is important for two reasons. The first is that it tells you how much you can afford and how much the bank is willing to lend to you. This is important information as it'll give you an idea of how expensive a house you can afford, and it really helps us narrow in on the search when we try to find you a place. The second reason is that it gets you prepared so that when it comes time to make an offer, you've already begun the process with a lender. Now, a good lender can even take further steps beyond pre-approval and do most of the process up until underwriting. This usually shortens the time required to get full approval and gives a higher likelihood of your offer getting accepted. When you work with a lender to get pre-approved, they'll look at your income and employment history, any assets and savings you have, any debt you carry, and your credit score. Once you supply them with all the information they need, pre-approval is usually delivered within a day or two. Once you have that pre-approval letter in hand, it's time to start your home search. The first step in that process is to find a realtor you'd like to work with. It's good for you to know that when you work with a realtor as a home buyer, their commission is ultimately paid by the seller of the house. So if you're trying to save money, you're much better off finding a good realtor to work with than you are trying to go it yourself and negotiate to have that commission reduced and take it off the purchase price or something like that. A good realtor will be able to answer any questions you have and be your guide through the process from start to finish. And even afterwards, it's important to make sure an informed professional is representing your interests as a buyer. Once you've found a suitable home, it's time to make an offer. Some people think that offers are all about price, but there's really much more to it than that. Earnest money amount, down payment amount, financing or cash, closing and possession dates, inclusions and exclusions, and contingencies are all important negotiating points that either strengthen or weaken an offer in the eyes of the sellers and their agent. If you've made the most appealing offer to the buyer, then the next step is going under contract. This time period usually lasts 30 to 40 days depending on various factors that are written up in the offer. This is the time when you fulfill any contingencies in the contract and do your due diligence to ensure everything as it appears with the house. The first major contingency to be fulfilled is usually the inspection. After ordering the inspection, you have an opportunity to negotiate the repair of any items that were discovered or a monetary concession in lieu of repairs. It also gives buyers an opportunity to withdraw from the contract if they choose to do so. Once all the inspection items have been settled, the next step in the process is for the lender to schedule an appraisal. Now, I'll do another video that better explains the appraisal process in the future, but the main thing you need to know is the appraisal is the lender's official opinion on the value of the house and ultimately how much they're willing to lend to you in order to purchase that house. Depending on the results of the appraisal, there may be more negotiating that needs to happen. Now, after the appraisal stage, it's time for the lender to complete their underwriting. This is where they officially structure your loan and make sure there's nothing preventing them from funding your mortgage. After underwriting is complete, if no issues are found, the lender will send the clear to close notice. This means that financing has been fully approved to purchase the home. And the last and most exciting step in the process is signing and closing. Sometimes document signing occurs on the same day as closing, and other times it occurs a day before. What is important to realize is that in Washington State, you legally don't get possession of your new house until 9 p.m. on the closing date. So the title company won't hand you the keys when you sign the documents. That will be the responsibility of your real estate agent. It usually takes at least half a day after signing the documents before the documents are recorded with the county and the transaction is officially closed. Once the transaction is officially recorded and closed, that is when you should receive your keys in most cases. But like I mentioned, there is that 9 p.m. rule. So that's the Coles Notes version of the buyer's process. If you found this useful, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you see my future tips for buyers videos as they're released. And if you have any questions about the buyer process that weren't covered in this video, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.